Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Wisdom of Thoth tournament. $1,000 are in the line, and in the blue color, this is Shelty playing as Hades. And on the other side is his opponent, very fearsome indeed. This is Kimo playing as Ra. These two players really don't need any introduction, in my opinion. Everybody should know them by now. Both of them show up in pretty much all the tournaments, and they perform rather well, especially Kimo, who's got, well, let's just say his medals have medals. His chest weighs heavy with all that. Veget Eye gets found immediately by the Pharaoh. He's doing a nice loop around his initial base and finds a second hunt, finds 2 gold mines and a settlement. So this is all working out really well. Kimo likes to go for his fast 2 TC strategies, and if he grabs this, that kind of secures the back hunt and the gold. So I think his life is basically figured out. Additionally, should he not be able to do that, he's got the double gold mines at home. So really good Ghost Lake spawn for him. He's gonna do a bigger loop around his home base and is gonna end up finding the third hunt, which I'd be shocked if he ended up using, but there it is nonetheless. Another big gold mine. As for Shelty, he's found his gold mines, but they're all on the same side, so I guess he's more interested in figuring out what's over here. Unfortunately, that was a spectator, so we can have the spectator experience this time with the stats and whatnot. And this clean fog of war, where we can see both players' perspectives, but don't have to switch between the players all the time. Like I said, clean. Now Hades, what are you interested in? Hades, typically speaking, you'll also be wanting that second town center. You'll be securing it with your Sentinel God power. And from there, it should be Athena on the land maps that you go to the classical age with. I like the outer hunt here. This should also go to Hades, to be honest. And yeah, Cavalry and Toxotes. That's the name of the operation. Kimo's got the hunt group out there, but he's also gotten himself husbandry. You can see the X marks the spot on the goat. Oh boy. Let's not go there. They fatten faster. They're being gathered from faster. And Ra will inevitably go to farming anyway, so you might as well just do this early, as your hunt is expiring, which there's not much left of it, and Ghost Lake is usually very low on hunt as well. Sometimes you get those spawns with like triple boar. That really changes the dynamics there with how much you can rely on that. Not many berries here either for a Greek player could be a problem. The amount of goats found is also super low. Just 7 goats, man. That's rough. Gonna have to transition to farming relatively early. And Athena should be clicked in soon, although maybe Shelty will go for the early hero. Kimo puts in his relic. Not that I suspect he'll be making any myth units anytime soon. He usually doesn't. That would be a surprise if he did. Just relies on the free stuff and then makes them a mythic. Seriously, I don't even see the man making Petsukas or anything like that. He just makes human units. Anyway, Athena and Ptah, and they're almost exactly at the same second. Shelty transitioned a bunch of veils to gold, which indicates the fast 2TC stuff. Oh! What? Not anymore. He just got himself hand axe. Changed his mind completely. What is this? Back to berry picking. Done with the favor as well. 4 favor. Shouldn't you need 5 favor for... Hold up. I need to check this. Not this button, this button. This is 5, right? Yeah, Waltz of Erebus is 5 favor, so it's not Doesn't make sense to stop at 4. He'll get his hero out, of course. Which means you would need 7 favor to also get Vaults of Erebus. I guess he's planning to remake Chiron at some point and he's just storing the 2 favor to be able to do that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, double hero costs 2 favor. Because Ajax doesn't cost favor. Only Chiron does. That's why I'm so surprised about 4. But yeah, if he wants to get back Chiron, if he trades him away, then sure. Then he can remake him. I like the proxy stable. This Caribou has wandered off too far though. Where is Chiron? Okay, he's looking around in the middle, but probably won't be finding much. Maybe he's putting him here to harass the gold mines. And there go the farms. Already pre-upgraded plow, which is great. You really don't want to go without plow for Egyptians. It's a nasty bad gather rate. With it, it's all good. And there's the rain. It's fairly early, but it stops any restoration shenanigans. Not that Shelty would commit so hard at this point. And there's a back TC for Shelty as well. He did transition back to gold. With new villagers he's made. And now it's basically a fast heroic for Kimo from here. Semi-fast, as the pros like to say. Adding in hoplites. Shelty is looking to destroy this TC, man. If he can build up a big enough group, he can actually do it too. We're a little bit housed right now. That's not good. TC will grant, however, 15 populations, so house and a half right there. Diving onto the farmers, but not during the rain, which is unfortunate. That would have been a nice timing to do it in. Looks like Ajax will be wrecked because there's just a lot of people in here, increasing the DPS of the town center. The priest peppering away at the Minotaur, and this is now researching Hathor. You can make the rest of the farms here. Also, Skin of a Rhino coming in just in case it's needed. Gotta upgrade those villagers. There's also Pickaxe being upgraded. And Shelty's getting ready for round 2, it seems. I don't see the hero getting remade, though. Ajax is a nice tank. I would like to see that. Okay, Minotaur is getting a little weak, but a good target for the restoration. Oh, 6 health! Yikes. Running right into the Pharaoh, though. Yeah, Kimo takes a kill. He knows he will lose the Pharaoh now. Very unlikely that he... Oh, I guess he might be able to speedwalk it back to the TC. That's actually pretty wild if he can. Yes, it worked out. Shelty didn't get to block the path, so... There's the punishment, and now we've got a Rock and Pistachio. Sniping the Cav. Won't be able to get away easily from Chiron, so the shifting sands trick needs to be done. Again, Shelty probably won't lose much here. Maybe the 2 Cav at a stretch. Yeah, that's a big stretch. Not happening. Migdal in the back. We'll secure the gold mine, and now we can just spam chariots and camels. As for Shelty, he never looked to grab a third TC. That's usually very risky. You don't really want to commit to that kind of stuff. He doesn't have food now, as I said. Very little hunt on the map. It's good that he ate up this. And that. He's done what he could, but the map is now dry. He's having to rely on berries, what little goats he's got. And then transition into farming. He doesn't have much wood, and he's about to spend it on Toxotes anyway. which he'll need to have something to stop the cavalry. And so these cavalry do have 30% pierce armor and obviously dodge arrows with that high speed. But they constantly getting stuck in villager production. That's really awkward stuff. Pair of golden lions. That would have been nice earlier. Army has grown. This might be a good use of restoration here. Because now several of the units are relatively hurt, but Kimo is doing a good job picking off the weak units first. Making sure to not spread the damage too much. Turning around with what little he's got. The villagers might need to fight back, and Shelty knows that this is the time to strike. Where is his hero? So the one Chiron is in there focusing on the pistachio. Kimo made a second pistachio, which is, like I said, rare. But he kind of needs it for this defense. He's got the gold. He can make more. Is he making more? Nope. That's it. Use the pole of favor. Don't have any more monuments. Villagers are on the struggle bus, but they'll beat this back without too many losses. In fact, Kimo is still ahead in villagers, so this is all good. Great cleanup. Shelty uses god power, and he's out. He didn't have the farm transition on yet, whatsoever, actually. And being down population and tech and eco, yeah, that's a yikes. This was mega all in, and it didn't work. Welcome to game 2. We are on Savannah, and there was a color change, so Kimo is now blue. He's playing as Isis. Did not expect it. He usually picks Isis on Anatolia. What's going on here? On the other side, we've got in the red color now, Max Train, aka Shelty. He's playing Oranos. Now that's good. I like it. I like it a lot, because Savannah, you usually don't find your initial hunt in the main base. It's outside of your tower vision very often. Oranos is in a pretty healthy spot when it comes to just getting chickens or berries or whatever. You really like those low hunt situations as him because you just make Terma in the classical age. And the villagers gather quite okay from these kind of meh sources. Finding one zebra out there, but who knows how many there are. Might be just 2. Maybe not worth going out there. Oh god, there are just 2 of them. That's nicht gut. Need more than that to really justify going out there. Now look, you got this trick. You can move up to the chickens with your goats. Then your villagers don't need to move. To be fair, everyone can do that. Oh, we found the hunt. There's one giraffe. We better not be just the one. Kimo will be furious. Oh no, it's just one. Oh, this map is a giant bait, man. Okay, that's good. That's a real hunt patch. Will Shelty transition to it? Probably not. We're probably gonna see him just go classical first and then... Ah, there we go. Okay. So it's the same kind of giraffe patch. I guess Kimo is not getting completely trolled by the map, which is nice. Question in the chat, who was Hades in the last game? That was Shelty. They changed colors, so in case anyone's confused, that's what happened. And yeah, now it's time for the goats to be eaten up. Prometheus is clicked in for Shelty already, so he can just leave that alone for now. Go to wood and gold. Plant his own zebras. And we're all Gucci. However, Kimo is going to take a longer time. Like I said, that giraffe kind of baited him. spent a lot of time wandering around trying to find stuff, and yeah, that's usually not lending itself very well to good advance times. We're looking at 5 minutes-ish, even with this temple being late. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a 5-minute plus advance. Okay, I guess he's putting 3 villagers on it, then 5 minutes. Yeah, just about. So, all that Shelty needs to do now is make Terma and attack this specific spot. The towers kind of guard the gold mine, but not that well. You can definitely dive those. And indeed, it is gonna be double counter racks. Shelty knows exactly what he needs to do. This gold mine is a little bit more defendable. I don't like that one. You don't want to go for that, I don't think. Maybe you can sneak villagers there, but shouldn't have too many high hopes about that. Now, relics-wise, we got the System of Past. Some nice villager discounts, but the other one we can't yet see. We'll find it eventually. Anubis. That's gonna be the choice for Kimo. I like those Anubites for sure. Let's say he can get like 4 of them going, get the Guardian upgrade, and that's actually called the Feet of Jackal upgrade. But if he can get that, the villagers are kind of at risk. Terma can keep up, but not really shoot them. Not very well, at least. Got the one monument. Double barracks coming up. They're not really walling off, however, the gold mine. It's not their purpose. Kimo just wants the units out as quickly as possible. I assume it's going to be spears and maybe a handful of slings. I mean, he does have 5 villagers on wood. And bringing in 3 more just reinforces that. And yeah, Shelty has to respect the towers in the beginning, but once he gets past like 12 Terma, he could just dive bomb the villagers. It should 2-shot them. Go up to... I believe it takes 14 of them to 1-shot. Is that right? Any Oranos experts in the chat? Was it 12? I don't remember exactly. Anyway, slingers you can dive. And you by doing the loops. It's got 5.3 speed. That's over 5. I make good comments like that, I'm a genius. Anyways, Terma can't shoot that, they have a track rating of 5. But they sure can escape the slingers, who have also a track rating of 5. These guys are 5.5. And you might find these villagers. Nope. I'm gonna dive into the Terma instead. Okay, Kimo's got the 11 slingers. So might be able to hold this. Might. Prosperity with 13 villagers, looking good. That's 14 actually. But Shelty finds a new angle. Medium slingers are in. Every little bit counts after all. And Kimo actually ends up saving all his vills. Might kill a Terma or 2 on their way out. But Shelty's starting to grow his economy a lot now. 11 citizens, he's got 45 population versus 66. Yeah, getting 1 death for 2 pickoffs. That's kind of the territory where Uranus wants to be in. Now starting to add Chiroballista. Just in case there's any Spearmen from Kimo. Which doesn't look like it's going to be the case. There's no... H3 is a million miles away. And the Anubites haven't really contributed to much of anything so far. Kimo's just going for the second TC instead. Needs to grow his economy faster. There's a bunch of baboons out there. But now Shelty coming in with an enormous army, taking home the relic. And Shockwave is available. Kimo is super clumped up. This could be a big punish right there. Snacks need to be used. I do think Kimo will get the TC. But at the cost of all his slingers. Oh, the Shockwave actually does a good amount of work here, slowing this down. Can the Pharaoh be picked off as well? Looks like the answer is yes. But the TC is done and Kimo can just save the Vills. That's the important part. Pharaoh helps a lot, but he's a free unit, doesn't even cost population, and he will just respawn by himself. Now if Kimo can hold here and doesn't get gold starved, should be good to go. It's all about this place. Trying to wall it off. Shelty is not on location, which is a problem. Breaking it with just the 2 Promethean Offspring and Terma is not easy. And of course Kimo is going to have some defenders. Which is why it's not easy. You can't just break the wall while you're getting shot to pieces. Kimo has a little bit of buffer time here. As he's still on 500 plus gold, almost 600 there. Anubites get picked off very easily though. Oh boy. We're just going after the expensive Chiroballista. You do get that bonus damage against Siege, which is super helpful here. The triple Promethean slaps him pretty good though. And all the slings are dead. I'm kind of liking this for Shelty, man. Is he gonna siege the TC? No way. Nah, he must be going for the gold stuff, right? So Kimo needs to sneak gold here. Terma's already looking though, and there's a big force out here ready to respond immediately. And I think he can see it right now. Yeah, he's under attack. He'll know now. So you can keep these guys around. Second gold mine. Third gold mine you can attack right now. Yeah, villagers get pushed away and Kimo can secure this spot. Forcing up the wall so that the Terma don't have a way to escape, but they get out. Villager was pulled a little bit too late. I mean, the Terma will still go down if Shelty's not moving them. So pretty good job by Kimo there, but now his TC is under siege. There's 3 Prometheans, there's 2 Promethean Offspring, and there's probably more on the way. No, actually, he is making more. Do they have alluvial clay? No. That would be... Oh yeah, we have a texture for that in the mod I'm using. So we should see it going a little bit more orange. Shelty also grabbing a TC. He might want to consider 3 TCs actually. Does he have pickaxe? Yes, he does. Second gold mine is relatively secure. Kimo is not going to be able to go out there. And I mean, Shelty is fairly close to max villagers anyway. 25 is what Atlanteans need. And that's starting to be the magic number of slingers that you need to survive. I think Kimo might actually be in an okay spot. Of course, Shelty can just get medium infantry and start spamming Murmillo into it. That would be a disaster because these guys do 3.3 pierce attack, have almost no hack armor. It would be not good, which is why he's also adding in the Axeman now. But for them, there's the Chiroballista. I really like the spread formation, or Is this spread? This is not spread formation just yet. I don't think. Good amount of gold mining getting done. The farms are not upgraded. There's no plow. It's Shelty that's getting plow, not Kimo. That's not great. You really need that plow upgrade to get anywhere. 0.57 gather rate, as opposed to almost 1 for hunting. It's a big slowdown. As I said though, the Murmillo getting on top of the slingers is a big deal. And you back that up with things like Shockwave and Prometheans. Those guys are gonna be in trouble, man. Unfortunate for Shelty that his Prometheans are attacking the priest. You really need to micro that better. Kimo just has the numbers. And will be defending this. Lost a few vills in the process though, so he only managed to go up to 56. Can Shelty with 3 TCs blast himself into the Mythic Age? That would be really the move that he needs. A Tartarian Gate. Somewhere to hurt these town centers, but if Kimo makes it to 3 TCs, the ISIS bonus is going to start to kick in with maximum population and whatnot. And it's difficult to get a good Tartarian Gate against an ISIS player with monuments. Gunslingers are holding for the most part. The remaining priests will be killing the Prometheans at this rate. Finally, Shelty gets some Murmillos on him. And as always, the old men in robes get it done. Shelty is stockpiling 1,000 gold. Bet he wishes there was food right now. I guess that's what happens when you spend heavily on Murmillo, but he might be getting a good surround here, and he can still turn this around, but he needs to be quick. Once Kimo reaches max villagers and he gets plow, he's gonna shoot up to the heroic age in no time. But that was a good fight for the Murmillo, taking out a ton of these slingers. Flood of the Nile and plow finally coming in for Kimo. That's been a long time coming. Now the Murmillo can just go after the gold miners. There's a way out for the gold diggers, there always is. Slingers getting on top of the Caroblis is actually not the worst idea. The Kairos don't have a lot of help, so it will take them some time though. Which I'm not sure that Kimo has. His gold miners are absolutely getting wrecked. They're not fighting back very much. Nor am I sure if they actually can. Shelty coming in with even more stuff. This flood has seemingly worked out. Kimo's back down to 50 villagers. Shelty's max on vills. He can't make any more. Well, he actually has like a last round of villagers to make. Considering that he's got the heroes. Anyways, this is broken up now. Only 4 villagers get out of there. Oh my goodness. Kimo's doing what he can to get one more place going. The Anubites will be getting rid of the Atlantean army, it seems. Try to convert a low health Terma. Gets its money's worth. Hard to believe. See Kimo's food though after plow. It immediately starts climbing. Gather rate goes to 0.7. Pretty big change there. Murmillo heroes joining the fight. That will be very nice to have against these Anubites. But it seems like Kimo's starting to have the numbers again. Now coming in with Axemen and a lot more slingers. Back up to 57 villagers. Spent all his food on the Anubites. Is this gonna actually work out? Kenzie Mafi, thank you so much for the raid. I don't know, guys, if this is something that can be held. For the moment, yes, but long term, I think Shelty's done making vills now. Yes, indeed. He's getting the last of his farms going, and he'll shoot up to Heroic Age in no time. Have we got an armory already? Yep. Yep, so he should be clicking up to the Heroic Age momentarily, which I assume will be Hyperion. Almost always is. And is this live? It's from replays. Well, I am actually here now. It's not like a rebroadcast. So yeah, Hyperion and Copper Shields is actually a really good idea to add to this. Handful of X-Men tearing up the Murmillo. Pharaoh helping out a lot in the back as well. This boy he's got a machine gun on that staff. And Terma are dropping. Shelty not microing them. It's something that I keep talking about in these archer engagements, but you guys, you have a unit with 5.5 speed, you better be patrolling that. Try to draw as much fire as possible with that stuff. Same with Ra chariots, anything archery that is that fast in these range engagements, so useful. Chat finds out the next location, and we'll be able to get a pretty decent chaos there. And grabs an Anubite with that, as well as an Axeman and 2 Slingers. Not bad at all. And meanwhile, he's hitting the wall where the gold miners are. Kimo trying to double wall now. If these guys can get back to defend, medium X-Men now. Might be doable. Kimo's ready to go heroic himself. It's almost maxed on vills. Well, no longer. No longer the case. Heavy cavalry coming in for Shelty. That's a great idea as well. I do wonder though, is he actually gonna get a palace or what? Doesn't look like he's interested in it, but he's slaughtered. The villagers are getting absolutely slaughtered meanwhile, so there's that. Satyr might be picked off by the Pharaoh, but he's pulling back. He knows that's exactly what he needs to do right now. Just getting with the remaining army. Pharaoh would take not many Terma volleys to take down. So keeping the Satyr alive, I think, is pretty important here. The Slingers absolutely cannot handle that. It's a good job there. More villagers trying to come forth, as this gold mine is also being protected by Shelty. It's very difficult for Kimo right now to make anything happen. Nephthys is coming up. The villagers could join the fight real quick. Old men in robes are back in action. But now there's Quintarius to deal with. I'm pretty sure that Kimo will need to cast Ancestors here. Terma are lining up to die. Problem is, Shelty can keep going with this. Like, the units are replaceable, guys. It's the villagers and the loss of income that isn't really fixable in this game. So if you suicide into villagers, it's sometimes actually worth it, depending on your exact losses. And Quintarius, well, they're not going to take that much damage from Slingers. Then again, they're not terribly healthy for a cav unit. Especially one that costs as much as they do. Market's coming up for Kimo. He might be able to start a decent trade route there. He's got the medium spearman, and he's getting serpent spear, which will push them over over 8 DPS, 8.4 now. It's not too bad, but not the craziest of upgrades. It's just a 10%, and they only have a 7 DPS base attack. So yeah, the percentile change not that big there. Having the Scorpion Man in the middle of the army, though, is gonna be a great anchor. Oh my god. What is this giant army of Quintarius? What's the plan, Shelty? He's not engaging, he's not going anywhere. I guess we're relying on the Terma and the Arcus to thin out the spear numbers first and then engaging? That could work. Also behind this Shelty, also starting a small trade here. This gold mine's not going to last too much longer. Actually, this strat kind of worked out now. The Quinterius can go in for the punish. There was no need to commit them early. There's more spearmen coming in, but he gets a decent surround, at least good surface area to pick off a lot of units. Kimo has to retreat all the way, probably has to cast Ancestors to save as many units here as possible. Heavy spearmen are in, and now that's a 9.1 DPS, plus a little bit of bonus against Cav there, 10%. It's pretty negligible. And there's Ancestors. Oh, he's gonna... Oh, no. Oh, no. That's so bad. Oh, my goodness. Look at these Arcus. They're absolutely ruining them. Oh, wow. That was very desperate Ancestors from Kimo, and it looks like Shelty is ready to punish it by destroying the Migdor stronghold. Thus leaving Kimo with only this gold mining operation. That said, the spearmen are kind of cleaning up. Is this gonna work out for Kimo? All the Arcus disappeared, but we've got yet another chaos. So I will convert a ton of the units, including one of the minions ends up fighting Kimo now. And there's way more stuff coming for Shelty. He's finally got the destroyer operations up and running, and I think he just went mythic. No, that was... There it is. And pay these. Not gonna use the Tartarian Gate here, of course. That would be... This would be the spot, in my opinion. Or maybe he will use it here. Destroyers are doing their best. Eventually, this Migdal goes down. Despite the overall good defense from Kimo. Just doesn't have the numbers, man. And now Fanatics can be added. There's no need for the constant destroyer stuff. Add Fanatics. Make 5 of them. The spears will evaporate. Kimo will not be able to go to the Mythic Age anytime soon, that's for sure. There's a Tartarian Gate getting used on top of the TC, trying to draw the villagers to attack it, I suppose. Tons of Tartarian spawn will be sieging this. And Kimo's making as many priests as he can. But he also needs to defend this location. Spears into Arcus, not exactly the best of choices. The Arcus will tear them a new one. I mean, these guys only have a little bit of Pierce Armor 28. That's actually not too bad considering they have copper shields. So that will help a bit, but even the Pharaoh can stand against this. Our boy don't have a whole lot of health. Still no Fanatics. A big surprise, those guys have double bonus against infantry units and cavalry. So it would make a great frontline against the spears. Now the priests are out and the spears and villagers getting on top of the Tartarian Gate doesn't have any upgrades. Masons would have helped here a lot for sure. It does look to me that the Tart Gate will go down, especially with the arrow fire from the town center. That will finish it off. But it did cost Kimo a bunch of villagers and a lot of idle time. Plus, this whole thing has been going on in the meantime. The villagers are getting massacred. Champion Quinterius are in. Now they have pretty decent stats. Still don't want to fight those heavy spears, but it's good enough, right? He's got the whole line of copper upgrades. Still no Fanatic. And I have a thing for Fanatic in case you guys didn't know this. Would love to see them used a little bit more heavily. We've got Irrigation. We've got Carpenters and Quarry. As for Kimo, he doesn't have all that. He has Hand Axe and... It does have quarry and irrigation. That's pretty good. An interesting comment from Wolfrage, hoping that in Retold the attack animations will be faster. I hope so too, but in this specific game they're going slower than they should, and that's because it's a replay. So when you're watching back a replay and not a live game, the attacks are a little bit slowed, depending on how much lag there was in the actual game. So at full playback speed, which I can't actually toggle here, it's just how it works, but at full playback speed it will be a little bit better. Still, something like a Terma or a Siege Tower do have painfully slow attacks, and I do wish the game was also a little bit more responsive like that, allow for a little bit more micro. But AOM is by no means too bad with that stuff. It's just a little bit more wouldn't be bad. Anyways, Fire Siphon's out, and that should be able to siege this Migdol down completely. Villagers are gonna sacrifice themselves, trying to make something happen, but I don't know, man. All this arrow fire, all the Contarius, they're a little bit too much for them. Getting a good amount of damage in on that Fire Siphon, but will it be enough? Probably not. The Siege Tower could probably get it done, but like I said, extra slow animation. It takes 4 seconds for the Siege Tower to do its thing. And in the meantime, melee units will easily pick it off. I think Shelty might have bronze stuff now. Yes, he does. Getting iron weapons. And that's gonna be it. Kimo goes down to Shelty. We've got a 1-to-1 score. Not bad at all. Overall, the kill-death ratio, I'm fairly sure is gonna be decent for Shelty. Yeah, I figured it might be. Even though Oranos typically suicides a lot of units, right? But he also had a lot of kills, especially in those later stages after the Contarius, which that was actually very well played. Lost a lot of Terma early on, but it all works out. The economy. Look at that economy. Oh my goodness. That is over 12,000 resources on top of Kimo. He could do this all day and be fine. Welcome to Alfheim for game 3. Kimo is going to be the Oranos this time around. It's a little bit of a switcheroo. But Shelty, instead of Isis, is just going to be Ra. Well, Alfheim usually works out pretty good for both of these gods. But Ra not needing a whole lot of food. Finds a hunt spot, but it's only 2 deer from what I can see. Might be a 3rd one in the Fog of War. No, there isn't. Is it even worth it going out there? It's a lot of time spent walking, building, and whatnot when you've already made a granary. Always questionable when it's just 2 deer. Finds the Thundercloud Shaw. That's a good relic against Terma. Find some more hunt as well, but yeah, Kimo is gonna be more than happy to just stay at home, eating chicken, eating berry bush. Not just the berries, the whole bush gets eaten in Age of Mythology. In case you guys didn't know, the whole thing disappears, leaving nothing to waste. All organic material gobbled up. Cows being the best scouts. Other relics here are gonna be Harter's Folly for some scout line of sight. Absolute worst. Odin's Wand for some temple improvement cost reductions. Shelty doesn't seem to have a super easy second gold mine, which could be a huge issue against Oranos, who just loves to suicide into your villagers when you go out there. Securing these spots will be difficult, unless there's a second gold mine behind this town center. I think Shelty might be in some serious trouble. You better scout with that cow, man. Now this is tough. And we're way past the vetoing potential. The guys have a 1-minute window to decide, yeah, this map ain't for me. I'm gonna veto it. They can do it once per series, so in this entire best of 5 they could have done it once. And they probably did. Yeah. This map might have been one of those. Where you think about it, but Ra does have slow scouting, so by the time you find out that, yeah, you know, these outer gold mines kinda not great, it's usually too little too late. Kimo already cricks into Prometheus for 4 minutes advance. That's pretty standard when it comes to going without hunting dogs. So you just put everybody on food, make your temple, and then split up back again to 2 wood, 2 gold, rest on food. Oh, he's not gonna put a second dude on wood? Ah. He's got it, I thought these are all going to gold. He's fixed it. Fill off every resource then. Shelty making the box. Gotta trap those baddies. This is one bad that his shifting sands can transport enough units back to lock him in there, get him killed with Vadget especially. But he's gonna get Oracle bullied. It's not gonna be particularly easy to defend the gold mine either. Like, there's some tower coverage here. What's harder though is going out for the second gold mine. That's definitely a problem. Okay, the tower is just about not in range of that TC. What is going on? It wasn't shooting for like 10 seconds. What is this? Absolute black magic. Double turret from Kimo. Everything is as it should be. You know, they could go for this house over here. Ptah is like a million years away. Oh boy. They're just getting knocked out. That's one of them should be going down. Not quite though. Surround wasn't full enough. No way. Get back to work. What do you mean public healthcare? Anyway. I mean, Egyptians literally have free healthcare. It's awfully connected to religion, but there it is. House is getting wrecked. Can this wall be completed or not? Remember, the Pharaoh does have the machine gun on Vubli. Not nerfed like on the extended edition, so this boy could start blasting anytime, and the Promethean wouldn't be able to take it. Good use of the Vadget here to harass the Terma a little. I like that. Yeah, Shelty does get to keep the gold mine for now. Oh no, not this bug. Oh, if you're placing a barracks on where a villager's standing already, you have to move that villager manually. Otherwise, this shuffle will start doing its thing. Oh, he's fixed it. My goodness. That's a rough one. That stuff can cost games if you don't pay attention, because nobody gets idled, right? So it is what it is. TC shooting the Terma, but the box is really just a trap. Gonna destroy the tower eventually. And unless Shelty really gets going with the Terma count. What? With the Slinger count? Then he might not be able to kill them. Definitely super annoying for Kimo though. It's only Terma, so getting out of here will take time. First the tower, then the wall. Yikes. Take down the wall, not the tower? That's an idea. Like, you could just still veg yourself in there and just shoot the wall. That's fine. I guess he wants the tower. It's not like you get some special reward for this. You're not a Norse player. No handouts for Atlanteans, right? Do note the sarcasm. Atlanteans get plenty of good stuff. Yes, chatters, some of you have already seen this match, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Wait, that's the wrong quote. Yeah, some of our content partners might have streamed this, Boyd and Maiden to be exact. We haven't covered it. It's going... I promised at the beginning of this league that every game will be on our YouTube, and that's what we're trying to do. Some of the group games won't be there, but everything else will be there. Especially in this final stage with the top 16 players. All of it got done so far. Are all quarterfinals going to be in this stream? Yes. Yes, this is just the first series. There's 3 more. And then next weekend, on the 8th, that's when we'll do the final 4. I'll see if Maiden is available for it. I think Boyd is in Europe now, so on tour. I think he might not be available right now. That should be cool. Anyways, Kimo going up to 3 town centers. The slingers are finally gonna clean up the Terma, so yeah, as the prophecy has foretold. Should have gone for the wall? Maybe they would have gotten out. Anyway, Terma factory goes burr. They're not gonna be able to break this. So Shelty's good for now. He's also setting up this location. That is looking like a good wall. There's a lot of space to wall though. And despite his second TC there, that's not really helping right this moment. It's not securing anything in particular. Kimo's boom is about to go bonkers. It's already up by 11 population, and that's gonna climb rapidly. Missing a bunch of manners right this moment. Which he can skip because he has a TC, right? So that kinda does the same job. It's more than enough Terma to one-shot villagers, so that's what he's gonna do. It's actually some pretty good takedowns right there. One of them survived. No surviving allowed. Is that a... That's a new gadget! Oh, that's my favorite thing when people do this. These guys regenerate, right? So if you can keep them alive, it's pretty good. And they're strong. 16 attack, that's pretty bonkers. We'll make short work of Terma. Especially if you can get a little bit of focus fire. And do need that spread formation though, so that they don't get dived by Terma heroes. That would be problematic. Alluvial Clay also coming in. Kimo not committing any Prometheans to the fight before they are upgraded. Most of these guys have 18 range. 18. So that's enough to be in the back of the formation, with the slingers being up front, but I still think that some front line will be needed for a Ra player. Hathor is coming in, however, so I think that front line will actually be camels. If he can get in an elephant, even better. Because these Terma are going to do nothing to that. Terma only 12 range, by the way. Even the heroes are only 12 range. There's the spears. Okay, a bit of everything then for our Ra player. It's looking pretty good, but like I said, Kimo's boom is a little out of control, and there's this. The 4th TC is coming up. What's that relic? It's the Pelt of Argus for some more line of sight for units. Not particularly super important. And the Terma raid is also going to be just picked off. Very easy to rebuild the house there. Gotta be careful here with the shockwave. Would have liked to see a spread formation, but considering the numbers, this is fine. It's very holdable. We're probably gonna see a Migdal out here. Nice shockwave, putting a stop to all this action. We've got Murmillo, medium Murmillo, getting on top of him as well. It's really good news for Shelty that he's got a good amount of spears, so he'll be able to block their pathing a little bit. Not saving the Vegets! All of them are going down. And even the Rock is kind of being a potato and just flying over this army. The Terma easily chases it down. And now the Pistachio is also exposed, but the Slingers are doing a number to the Atlantean army. Thing is, they are a lot more replaceable than these Myth units are. Dude, Shelty just lost 4 Myth units. That is not acceptable. You have a Rock, man. You gotta put stuff in the Rock. Kimo might just come in and kill him now. This is not even close. Look at that. It was medium Murmillo. Such a good counter to the not the spearmen, the slingers. They're a decent counter to the spearmen too, but it's not what I'm trying to talk about right now. Even their armor is actually very close to each other. Spearmen have some seriously nice hack armor, but no health. So that don't help. Kimo at 160 population, and no doubt very soon reaching the heroic age. Just gotta click up at 800 food. He's got the rest. I assume he's got... he's already got the shield upgrade. Nice. So armory is in, and he's clicking in for Freya, which I like here because there's just no priests, right? Oh, that's a really good locust. That's a really good 800 wood down the drain. When you're playing Atlanteans, you really need to remember these farms can be put anywhere. You don't need to put them next to each other. You don't need to hug your TCs. You spread them out, especially if you play against Ra and Isis. They might go Hathor. Have to respect it. Definitely punishing here for Kimo to lose all those, but also he can recover in my opinion. So shouldn't be a big issue. He just shifts villagers to wood, places down, farms one by one, and he's good to go. Right now, he's much more busy massacring the slingers, but they're still alive in okay numbers. I think if Shelty can just remake the walls, it's okay. But can he hold long term? That's the real question. Bear in mind, Kimo has not lost any citizens, and that's kind of a disaster. He's gonna come back with Dryads. Got the gold for it. I'm not sure where he... Oh, here. So this Hesperides tree is actually going to protect the town center against tornadoes, although you could put a tornado here. The range on Hesperides tree is just kind of pathetic in terms of the god power protection, so... you'll kind of need to put both in the same place to actually protect the town center like that. But anyway, bird is the word. No Dryads? I'm shocked and appalled. All this gold, man. Could go towards this. Fund the war operations of Kimo. Good chariot raid on the gold mine, so that will pick off like, what, 2 citizens here? At the cost of all the chariots, though. Gotta move him. Could dodge all those turbo shots, but yeah, they're not being looked after very well. 2 villagers, still a decent kill, but Kimo can take it. And Shelty can't. He can't take these losses. He never was able to secure the next gold mine very well. It would have been taken down by all these Prometheans, that's for sure. So that puts the scoreboard up to 2-1 in favor of Kimo. Man just needs one more victory and he's in the semifinals. Shelty really needs to bring this back in the next game. Once again, therein lies the problem. Kimo may have lost a lot of units in this game. Actually, not that many. Only 93, that's very acceptable then, given that big eco difference. Well, the map's Borderlands. Not one we really see all that often. Very happy to see it myself here. Shelty is gonna be back to the blue color. Color switch alert. Keeping us on our toes. Used already Great Hunt on the Walrus and the cows, hence the large number of animals in his base. On the other side, we have got Kimo, the red color now, playing as set. So animals galore. Here on Borderlands, the map is separated by this giant forest in the middle. It just keeps going. The players are hyper close to each other though, so given the forest fire, you can break this down, get on top of the gold mines. It's pretty brutal. All you gotta do is Shelty really, now disable this for a sec, is like cast in the middle, and it should burn down towards both sides. That's all then he can do that, so very interesting map pick. It's probably Shelty's. Going after the Walrus. Did Kimo lose the third? No. He won that. He won that very much. That was a huge win for Kimo. Rather one-sided, if I might say. Well, plenty of Walrus here. If the priest doesn't get stopped, we'll be taking home a lot of food. Not that Odin minds too much. We got enough stuff for both players here on Borderlands. There's a good amount of hunt. It's not crazy, but it's enough. Already the temple coming up for Shelty. I like how he's sharing the ox cart between the Walrus and the pine tree, so he doesn't have to like walk back the villager to the town center over and over. Finds a bunch of more cows. And we'll be going for the back hunt just to start it up. Granted, these waters at home are gonna be enough for the advance, but yeah, Kimo's interested in some more stuff. Shelty ready to advance, just getting out the final ox cart. It's gonna be Freya. I'm really curious if he'll burn through the forest, because that would be a big opening, resulting in a really rusher game. This temple is basically a proxy if you account for that. But there are 2 medium gold mines at home. Second Walrus is in. Kimo will convert these no problem before any classical aggression hits, I think. Well, more or less. The fourth one, it will take a bit extra. I don't know the exact number, but I think it might be either 40 or 50 seconds. I think it's 45 seconds for Walrus to get converted. Of course, you have to have the population space, which Kimo does. He's being a good boy. He's making his houses on time. Second monument also coming in. And it's Anubis. Alright, let's see what Shelty does with that. The Ulfsark's already on top of Vils. But... oh, he just threw the Ulfsark. I hate it. That is so not worth it. I wish he just made like a proxy longhouse or something. Would have been fun. But yeah, like, you can literally just build here, burn this down, and you're already in the enemy base, basically. And it's totally safe. That is what I would like to see. Let's do it, Shelty. We've got the opportunity. We have the technology. Let's see it. No? He's looking for a juicy forest fire with the villagers. You know it to be true. That Valkyrie wants to burn all the gazelles. Oh, she's gonna get trapped in the corner. Roasted gazelles. Hell, the Anubites don't particularly like this. The Walrus are going down too. It's a big loss for Kimo. He just lost all his animals, man. Oh my god. That was actually a great forest fire. I won't complain. Great use of it. Hundreds of food gone. Maybe even 1,000. Because the converted walrus still have 300 in there. It's 600 just from the walrus. Oh my god, that's almost 1,000 food. One Valkyrie, one god power. Pretty good value. And it's a free Valkyrie. Also killed an Anubite, pretty sure. Wow. Feet of the Jackal coming in and the Raiders gonna show their face. But there are Varus and villagers and the Anubite. I think they're gonna get stopped. Basic Raiders. No. Oh, wait, that's a super weak villager. That's the target. 2 of them are super weak. He's going for it. It's not that they couldn't have fought back otherwise. They certainly could have, but he just picked off the weak links and now he can get out. Awesome. Great start by Shelty. I think if he keeps going like this, it's a fairly doable win. Kimo's an absolute monster with any Egyptian god though, so you gotta be careful. But so far the value is definitely tilted in Shelty's side. Should be able to hit the hunters as well. Getting a second TC himself. But Shelty's falling behind in villagers a lot. Despite the kills, great Pharaoh pick off again, but losing the hearse here for it. The villagers can just keep hunting. Kimo's got the... He's got the eco to show for it, that's for sure. And this TC is gonna take some time. Meanwhile, Kimo is gonna be up by like 10 plus villagers, man. It's not nothing. Shelty's, for whatever reason, transitioning into Ulfsarks. I'm not even sure Kimo's interested in making units. Okay, he's putting down his double barracks now. He'll figure out exactly what Shelty is making, and then he can counter appropriately, which is just supposed to be a spear and axeman combination anyway. I suppose to a degree your Anubites can be acting as your spearmen. They have the high hack attack and don't need multipliers for that. So just add in some axemen after seeing that army. That should be good to go. Shelty's not yet decided what to make next. I'm sure he'll get there though. Alright, so the caribou got eaten up. There's more boars. And then it's just berries after. Oh well, there's a big walrus group as well. For whatever reason, Shelty's eating the cows because he needs to defend against the Anubites, so understandable. I didn't see that big gap. Anubite goes down. I wonder if Kimo's going for a 30. He's claiming back his hunt. There's just 100 food here. Oh, he wants the walrus. I think he managed to delete that himself. That's why it stayed here. No, he wants the third TC. And by the time it's done, he might be able to go for a heroic advance. He's not making anything from the bear. No, he's staying in classical. He's making the army now. Now, Shelty is aware of this. He's gonna go and try to stop that. I really don't like that he's still on raiding cavalry. Should be medium. But instead he upgraded the Olfsarks. This will shoot up in absolutely no time. Can't react to scouting talent centers being built, against Egyptian especially. If you're not already there, you're not gonna stop it. Well, still picking off a handful of villagers though, and the pharaoh. Wait, that wasn't... Actually, all the villagers are safe. They made it. But getting the pharaoh is nice. Raiding Cav getting torn up here. They're gonna have to leave. Anybody's looking for some raids. Probably should look for the gold mines instead. This is the spot. Shelty's ready to go heroic now. And here's the farming operations. Kimo's already upgraded plow. I'm surprised that Shelty's not clicking up heroic. What's going on? He's making the the armory was delayed. I see. Well, that's really unfortunate. Now he doesn't have the food, so you'll have to force garrison. There's Scotty. Nice. That's some strange mining camp placements, man. And the villagers are just going the long walk around. Ooh, that's a brutal raid. Shelty pulling back all the dwarfs. But a few of them will go down for sure. Speed walk. Oh! Two of them. Go down. That was gonna be free otherwise, so good on him that he speed walked them. And Scotty's almost done. Maybe there can be a counter attack from Shelty where he goes after the gold miners and freezes them along with the army that comes to defend. But Kimo himself will be going heroic in no time. He's got 80 villagers. He's got a lot of farms. And he should have absolutely no problem clicking up here. Defenders are looking okay. Nefty's getting clicked in. Shelty's gonna have to do a farm transition soon. But he is aware of the walrus at least. No fur TC for our man. A lot of gold getting dropped all of a sudden from these dwarfs, and he's almost ready to go to the Mythic Age. Is that what he's doing? He's got the market. Might be just a fast Ragnarok on 2 TCs. And Balor gets kicked in. That's kind of expected, I guess. So, Norse players have been playing a lot. Just all in with the Ragnarok. Doesn't even set up a trade, doesn't even get a third TC. It's the end of the world, ain't nobody's got time for that. Long distance berry picking, oh my god. My favorite thing. Getting heavy infantry. Oh no. Oh no, Shelty just threw his army into the arms of the axeman. That's not good. At least he can get a few kills now. And the raiding cav are finding the gold miners. They'll be greeted by the Guardian Army, however. Father's almost through. Let's see how that Ragnarok does. Kimo already with bronze mail. He really does not want to lose his units, and he's got the damage with the Axeman, that's for sure. Because these guys have like plus 300% damage against infantry. No mercy there. Takes out all the throwing axes. Yeah, will Shelty just build up his Frost Giant numbers now? Maybe he can make one more. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Oh, he clicks in the Ragnarok before it comes out. Come on. Could have been 5 Frost Giants. Done some good job with the raiding though. Gold miners have been stopped. But Kimo's almost 160 population. He's gonna get guard tower behind this. His X-Men are very nicely blocking the way. Frost gets used. So it's Shelty's time to make something happen. But these raids are irrelevant right now. I mean, Shelty can make a handful of dwarfs. But he's not coming back from this. There's no nothing behind this. He's spending the last of his resources on bronze shields. Oh my goodness. 9 villagers will be garrisoning. No repair attempts from Kimo made. He doesn't have masons yet, but he's trying to get it. It will matter a little bit. Meanwhile, still mining a little. Bronze weapons are also coming in. This man's fairly upgraded all over. Villagers get to escape. There's plenty of farming going on for Kimo still. So, as long as it comes to the X-Men getting to fight the Ragnarok heroes, everything should be okay. Pharaoh's not targeting the Frost Giant though, which is a definite problem. Too many X-Men fighting the Giants as well. Gotta pull back here. And find some new targets. Shelty is dropping lower in population. Losing units left and right. That is the guard tower also helping out. Did the Pharaoh go down while I was looking away? Oh no. That could be a big issue for Kimo, but suddenly the population is looking a lot more comparable. There's a lot of Ragnarok heroes coming in here. So he's gonna just sacrifice the town center and run away. His last hold will be in the main base, but he's got 73 villagers, so for the moment he can take it. For the moment. Making a lot more axemen. You will need some priests or something, and I guess these guys need to... Oh my god, he took a TC up here. You've got to be joking me. Rack heroes looking to take out the villagers, but there's 14 heavy axemen. Man's maxed out. He's got gold income, he's got farming, he's got everything he needs. The Rack heroes won't be able to fight against this highly upgraded axeman. There's no way. These guys barely have armory upgrades. So yeah, what Shelty's gonna do is just go after this top base, knowing that that's where the gold mining's got to be. Meanwhile, Kimo is sneaking this. He can also go back down here if he wants to. Like, it's gonna be very difficult to control the gold mines on the map. Oh my goodness, he can make mercs. Sure, he'll lose the TC, but now it has masons, and that will help out a lot. He will be able to pump out like 4 merc cav, or maybe even 5. Okay, maybe not 5. 4 seems realistic. The axemen are coming in as well to help. Oh, they're going for it. Dude, Shelty's at the 130 pop. Absolutely hard counter. Sure, there's some giants. But if he's taking this bad fight, he'll get owned. And even if he had Odin's wand, there's no magic in that thing. Ooh, good. Fire Giant special attack, but it mostly missed. It got 2 of these Axemen. It's kind of not good enough. The Giants are cleaning this up though. For the moment. But there's a lot more where that came from, and this time there's a Pharaoh. He's the 4th Pharaoh, by the way. Maybe the Anubites can sacrifice themselves into one of these giants that's weaker. Ancestors? Yeah, that will do it. That will take care of these. They have a small bonus against Myth. No, they don't, actually. Most Myth units have a bonus against Myth. These guys don't. That's actually really good to know. Gotta be careful with those wills. Kimo is sacrificing a few of them, maybe on purpose. He doesn't have a lot of population. But at least they should attack, right? Anyways. Frost Giant getting taken down. The Ancestors didn't get all that much done, and somehow, some way, with 4 villagers, Shelty got out the 2nd Fire Giant. But he's really on his last legs here. Won't be able to destroy the last remaining town center. He gets the Pharaoh again. But he just keeps coming back. Absolutely bonkers. And the game's over now. Shelty gives up. Kimo takes a series 3-1 and advances now to the semi-finals of the Wisdom of Thoth tournament. He has been outkilled pretty hard, but that's not what matters. It's the economy that matters, apparently. Seems to be a trend in Age of Mythology, huh? Look at all these resources he gathered while Ragnarok was on. Oh my goodness. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.